That is true. We are, first of all, we're so happy that you are here, and it's been so long since we talked. Well, this last time, but really like sharing and well, I
10 years, huh?
like so many memories and so many things that actually started with you, and being in that presence. So
Yeah, I'm grateful that you're here and we are going to have some fun.
yeah, that's
Let's see what happens.
so well, first of all, yeah, thank you for being here, and we are going to talk about a complicated maybe subject, or maybe too complicated for this word that is love, and what is love, and love as a couple, or as this idea of what it is to share your life with a partner. And of course we thought someone with a real life experience, and that people that has been together and probably has faced many challenges and many experiences, and every time I see you and Shakti sees you, is like we see love. That's what
Love and strength.
strength. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want that you share with us. How did you meet?
Yeah. How did you meet, for example?
Should I go for it? Okay, we met in the commune. We met in the commune. Yes, we were both sannyasins, and at that time in Europe there were communes that were basically supporting Rajneeshpuram, because we had businesses and we had discos. At that time the Osho discos were incredible and full of people. And so we came from very different backgrounds. Like Premartha had been a DJ and a center leader in the commune in Amsterdam, and I had been in the commune in Italy, and I was coordinating the therapists in Berlin. I had been sent to the commune in Berlin at the time of the wall with a big disco and things like this. It was incredible. Wow. And then we met because Premartha had become a therapist, an Osho therapist, and I was coordinating the Osho therapists. So we met in our, at that time, what we called the work that we were doing at the time of Rajneeshpuram, we called it worship. So we met in worship.
Yeah, worship.
Oh,
met in worship.
yeah.
And then we went dancing to the disco until the small hours of the morning. And so that was our meeting. And it was like, what I can say was that it grew on me. It just grew on me. I felt his essence, I think, something like that. And then slowly, so it was not that kind of, oh, yeah, baby, come with me, and we go. No, we danced in the disco. We felt each other's essences, and then slowly it grew on us. You want to add something?
In the worship.
In the worship, yes. We stayed in the commune from the moment we met until in the European communes until 2 years after. And then after that, we took off on our own and went for our honeymoon.
Oh.
And our honeymoon was going around different places in Europe, and from, meeting his parents in Holland, meeting my mother in Nice, and then at the same time we went to Corfu, we went to Greece. We just went around and we lived that, fantastic period where time doesn't matter, nothing matters, just being together and being at the beach or lying our head on each other's lap. So we did that, but after 2 years of worship.
But yeah, this after this, or well, what you mentioned, this honeymoon, is a very beautiful experience, and I think probably everyone who is or is partnered lives through this time. And Osho also speaks about the honeymoon and then what happens after the honeymoon. But how was this experience for you? Did it keep growing? Did it keep growing? Did the honeymoon disappear and you had to probably struggle with some things, I guess?
we always had a back door for the honeymoon. It's like we were full on working in Pune, leading groups, really then, doing all kinds of things and being with Osho because Osho was still in the body. And that was, what was carrying us, and we were so in it, so to sit at his feet. But then we always went to Goa.
That with the nature is really como que lo necesito más.
It's something I really feel I need.
Yeah. Especially these days, where so much is, there's so much staying indoors and so many restrictions that then when you breathe fresh air,
Yeah.
we are surrounded by a forest. Here it's really on top of a hill, surrounded by forest.
Oh,
yes. Foxes, wild boars, hunters, unfortunately. And we have Osho Miyasto, just walking distance from.
Oh, that's great. So you are still like surrounded by this energy of the common.
Yeah. And you do a lot of workshops there and everything, no?
Well, now it's all happening only online. Yeah. Everything is in lockdown here, and traveling is not the best thing to do. So it's all happening in virtually. Normally, yes, we do a lot of groups there, but we also travel a lot. We have been traveling for many, many years. And now we are in a new situation in which the connection is happening virtually. And we don't know how long it lasts, but I must say it's also fun because you meet people that you wouldn't meet so easily without, having hours and hours on the airplane like with you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but in that case, nature is really needed, like you said, to have walks in the forest or just to be in nature. It's a good balance.
Yeah.
I feel like it. We feel it.
Oh, totally. It's like that. It nurtures that physical connection that we need that the computer will not allow us to have. Yeah. But at the same time, as you said, it's really great to, or that this situation kind of forced everyone to look at these tools and go into them because this was available. I mean, we could have video chatted since years ago, but we didn't really try because we were just being very comfortable with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. We were very comfortable because there's something, like when I think of Mexico, first thing that comes up is the colors and the sounds. The colors, the sounds, and the smells.
Yeah.
And,
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So now we are all kind of being forced to be in a lockdown, and a lot of people have been forced to kind of get to meet each other again, like couples some of them were used to just go to work, right? And come back in the night and just...
And now they have to be together, so it's a lot.
With kids. With kids.
With kids, yes.
Yes. And well, it has come to a case with some people that they actually have kind of stopped loving each other for a long time, and now it's like, that's my only option. Either I have to love this person, or I have to live with someone that I don't love, or I don't know.
Or how to get along with this, along with this, with my partner, and work together and go in the same direction.
Yes. Yeah, if you could talk a little bit about this.
Oh, the $1 million question, huh?
Yes.
I mean, it depends, you know. I can only say what I can say from where I stand from. And so, for me, love is something cool and compassionate. And it's also, in a way, dropping the, wanting to be right, dropping the bickering, just dropping the unnecessary irritation, and seeing that if there is unnecessary irritation, it's because you need your space. And so it's an art to come together and to have one's own space, and then meet again from that space. And physically it's not possible to be very far, but it depends. If you are a meditator, you can find your own space. Not that I'm not saying particularly, although they help, but I'm not saying particularly meditation techniques. Just a meditative attitude, just something that brings the focus in, rather than on the other, or on the outside, or on survival, or on all those things. To find back your inner space, then it makes it more easy to drop the clinging and bickering with each other, and you just can let it go, and you just can be compassionate, loving, friendly. But said that, there are many times, Premartha can tell you, when I become unfriendly. So it's always challenging. It's not a given. It's not an ideal, that I'm the ideal person, but at least I'm aware of the fact that this is where I want to move to. Friendliness, compassion, and meditativeness, and tenderness. So there's something physical about it, which is tenderness.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from Premartha. Have you something to add?
Not to add, but to say, it's fun to be with someone. It's fun. It has always been fun. We're really good friends. It means that we also make lots of mistakes, and that we stay good friends. It has been a journey to be lovers in the commune. It's almost like the two things are against each other. But we have managed to manage and enjoyed it. This managed sounds, it's like it's all work, but in fact it has so much delight and so much deep feelings and silence. And meditate together is really the best that can happen, better than anything else.
I think that it's really what you said about being meditators together there's really something valuable there.
And to be together and be friends is like play too.
Yes,
Fun, like
it's fun.
Yeah.
When we started talking about this topic with some friends, and they know that we are Osho sannyasis, and many of them talk about, Osho, talks about being not with one person, not being monogamous, and I think there's a lot of misconceptions about that, even that topic and that message, as it should or shouldn't be. Like, you should be monogamous or you shouldn't be monogamous. And how did that develop in you, your actual conscious decision to be in the way that you are?
okay, for me, Osho has said everything, has contradicted himself so many thousands of times that it makes me laugh to think that we still sometimes create dogmas inside us, one way or another, about what he said, because he really said opposite things. But the mirror of his silence and the mirror of his presence were staying unblemished, so it's more that I'm interested in, because I can feel that he is truth. He's not talking the truth. That is very different. And so it's not about what he says, although I enjoy most of it because it's funny, it's deep, it's very inspiring, it's touching, and sometimes also annoying when he starts talking about politics. And but it's him. It's him. And so somehow I feel I have not a fixed map about relationships. I have not a fixed map about how they should be. I feel that any kind of possessiveness stands in the way of being friends, but it can be looked at in a compassionate way. It's our conditioning, it's our insecurity, it's so many things, our attachment, that then I feel it's not that I condemn possessiveness, but I feel it stands in the way of supporting each other's freedom. But it's not so much on a specific way, it's not so much about sex, for instance. It's in general, it's possessiveness stands in the way. But, it's possessiveness is like familiarity, it's something that we all have sometimes when you go into family and everybody thinks that they know you. And so the possessiveness is the same. Because when you start taking the other for granted, that's basically it, as your sexual object or as your emotional, whatever it is, you start taking the other one for granted. So that's when the friendship cannot go on, because the other needs to stay a mystery. It's not possible to make a kind of how would you call them, these things where all the data, a database of the person, and that is that person. If there is no mystery, it's a disaster, because that's the growth is in the mystery, and it's somehow it's so much amazing that we don't know each other. Not only we don't know each other, but we don't really know ourselves, and that's the whole path, to find out. And I think when you are focused on being with yourself, on meditation, then it's easier to also take the other one as a mystery, because you understand that it's a whole inner world. And then still you can point out to each other. You can have fights. If somebody has a blind spot, then you can actually say, hey man, you're stepping on my boundary. I don't know, whatever. That's okay, but that is in the moment. It's not because you are like this and you always do that, and it's just a response to the moment. And then the other one is, it's a mystery. It's somebody to respect, and then to get to know each other, and to give space to each other, to just be ourselves. We are not the same. Sometimes we try also to make the other one the same as us. It's not possible, to think in the same way, or to like the same things, or and sometimes it's very nice in the honeymoon to have periods like this, where you do the same thing and you enjoy it together. It's beautiful. It's not, but in general, it's a loving respect for a mystery.
Okay, so what is one of the biggest, or that you can remember, teachings or tools that you got from Osho that has helped you being together?
I know it's easy, but
One of the very important things for me is rising in love. That says it for me all. With all the facets of rising in love. As we feel now. So in this moment we can feel into that space. The space of rising. Instead of being drawn down with the miseries of the whole world, this moment, we can use it to rise. And we have experienced beautiful, incredible, unbelievable spaces, just in being in this empty space of the disaster.
Of the lockdown.
Rising in love is what I feel is, it says Osho most in the field of love.
yeah, because if you rise in love is the first thing that you are in it. So you are concentrated in love, so you can be, ¿cómo se puede decir cuando? Empático.
Yeah, empathic.
Empathic, and you can respect the other, you can see the other like
A mystery.
miracle.
Like a miracle, yeah.
Like a miracle
Have something else to
No sé,
ask,
if they
and
want
how
to
do you
share
feel?
something that you think that can help to the people that is knowing Osho or in the path of the love.
It feels like, I had a teacher before Osho, and his main sentence was, don't take it serious. It's only an experience. It just came up like this.
Yes. It brings back the fun, the being friends.
And take out the heavy waste.
Yes.
The heavy waste. Yeah. Complete.
Okay.
Thank you, beloved.
Thank you very much
Thank you so much. We're so very
for
grateful.
your time.
Yeah, for your time, your love, your essence.
Your presence.
Yes. It reaches here. Even the clouds went away.
Yeah, here. The sun shines.
It's shining now.
Okay, beloved.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Love, Premartha, love, Svarup. Thank you.
Love to you.
Love to both of you.
Thank you.